So, I was reading this article about LGBTQ Jews and their experiences within the Orthodox community. It's really fascinating to me how they're navigating this complex intersection of faith and identity.
I can imagine. It must be incredibly difficult to feel like you don't belong in your own community, especially when it's based on something so fundamental as your faith.
It's a complex issue for sure, but I think it's important to keep talking about it, to raise awareness and to challenge these harmful beliefs.
I couldn't agree more. We need to create a world where everyone feels safe and accepted, regardless of their sexual orientation or religious beliefs.
The article also talks about the experience of Daniel Gammerman, who decided to leave the Orthodox community after facing rejection. He's now found a way to practice his faith on his own terms, which is really inspiring.
It's amazing that he was able to find a way to reconcile his faith with his identity. It shows that it's possible to be both Jewish and LGBTQ+.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of self-acceptance and the importance of finding your own path in life.
I think it's important to remember that there's no one right way to be Jewish. It's a diverse and evolving tradition, and there's room for everyone within it.
I think that's a really important point. It's about finding a community that embraces you for who you are, regardless of your sexual orientation or religious beliefs.
Exactly. And it's about creating a world where everyone feels like they belong.
Absolutely. The article talks about how many of these individuals were raised with little to no knowledge of what being gay or queer meant. They just felt different, but were afraid to ask their rabbis for guidance.
That's heartbreaking. It's like they were forced to live in silence, afraid to be their true selves.
Exactly. And when they did come out, they often faced rejection and even hostility from their own communities. It's a really difficult situation to be in.
It's so important to remember that these individuals are still Jewish. Even if they don't conform to traditional expectations, their faith is just as valid as anyone else's.
I agree. The article highlights the work of Eshel, an organization that's trying to create a more inclusive space for LGBTQ Jews within the Orthodox community. They're connecting people with rabbis who are accepting and supportive.
That's wonderful to hear. It's so important to have resources like that available, especially for people who are feeling lost and alone.
It's definitely a step in the right direction, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The article mentions that many rabbis are afraid to be public about their support for LGBTQ Jews because they fear being ostracized.
That's a real shame. It's a reminder that there's still a lot of prejudice and discrimination within the Orthodox community.